How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're going to be looking at Mr. Kayn. Kayn is a champion that is trying to find a soft spot in my heart currently, just because he's one of these great assassin champions in the jungle. We don't get many of them. A lot of them have counters, and that's not going to say... And that's without saying that Kayn actually doesn't have any counters. Yes, he does. It's high CC. It's champions with great mobility to be able to get out of the range of his knockup, out of the range of his first ability, but then also be able to escape when he uses his ultimate onto you. The thing that's really made Kayn shine a lot brighter than previous patches is obviously the Ruin First Strike. So First Strike has given this champion, especially Shadow Assassin, Kayn, which is also known as Blue Kayn, great damage output, like crazy damage output. Like you see Fizz in the jungle now. This is kind of like Fizz, but a little bit more ability, a little bit more survivability if you know how to play him well. But then you also have the potential of going for Rast, his red form, which is more so for the tankier team comps, especially when the enemy team's got like quite a few web browsers, when they've got quite a few bruisers on their team that you just need to be able to tank a little bit more damage. But as you can see from the enemy team comp, they've got Jhin, they've got Syndra, they've got Kayle, and yeah, I mean, and their jungler is Master Yi, so four very squishy champions. The only non-squish was Malphite, so going for Shadow Assassin Kayn would be like Kayn's wet dream within this team comp, because they're all squishy. They're all very easy to do a lot of damage onto, and you'll see towards the end of the game like how well I actually do on this match. I actually even shocked myself because some of my Kayn matches are a doozy. Like literally they are so bad. I think I played one the other day where it's like 0-6, and that's just because I go for Kayn first pick, and you're not always going to get those enemies that know what they're doing and know how to build against him, or even pick a team comp against him. But in that unfortunate situation where I got absolutely schooled, they definitely knew what to pick and what to play against me, and they did it very well. But however, we'll see it in this match where I actually do manage to get quite a good performance on Kayn himself. He's just a great champion with just such great damage. If you're wondering why I'm going for Shimmering Spark first, Shimmering Spark enables him to get his forms faster. His blue form, this is the one thing I don't quite understand as Kayn. Like, some games his red and blue form will just like grow at the same pace. And then other games, like you can see right now, I'm like almost... let's call it 1/3. I'm almost 1/3 all the way through getting my red form. Obviously, it's not the one I really want to go for, but it's the one that's growing faster and becoming faster enabled for me to actually pick up. So it was even considered at one point, I think I was casting this match, it was even considered at one point, I was like, oh, you know what, I may actually even go for red form because this is just taking a while. But I'm pretty sure we do stick out and go for blue. It's been a while since I've actually played this match. I've played quite a few matches since then, so we'll see what happens. But I will throw up my build now. As you can see, the build that I have preset and the one I went for in this game was just completely nurtured to for me to shine in this match rather than just go for one of the top 3-player picks, build, sorry, and just hope for the best. So as you can see there, that is my second kill onto my card with Kayn as well. And I was always under the impression that getting more kills or getting kills pushed up your blue bar faster than your red bar, but clearly it doesn't. So I clearly need to learn the mechanics of how to get that blue form built faster, because if you can manage to get that to be built faster, I can only imagine that the snowballing effect earlier on in a game, the faster you get blue form, the faster that game is going to be over. Because blue form, Shadow Assassin Kayn is just incredible in terms of damage. Let's have a quick little look at the gold difference. So I'm currently 400 gold ahead of the Master Yi, who is the enemy jungler. And in terms of my team, I'm pretty much tied top spot there with Yasuo in terms of the gold. So as an overall, my team did pretty well anyway, because I mean, we're currently sitting on 9 kills to 2. And we're up almost 3k gold against the enemy team. Master Yi is already looking for a rotation in that mid lane. When both of those jungle objectives are already up, you know your boy's already going to be at one of those jungle objectives, just working his way at it to try and at least secure 50% of it. But Master Yi looks pretty damaged. Dual lane doesn't bother to even engage on me because my dual lane did actually put quite a bit of pressure onto the enemy dual lane, so I had a bit of a privilege within that one. God knows what that skill was there for. I clearly tried to use my skill one over the wall and it clearly didn't work, so haha to previous BLAM. Here we go back in onto the Kayle. Obviously we do know that Kayle has that invincible ability from her ults, but if I can just sit there and take a joyride while she's using that invincibility, it's not really going to do much to me. And I'm going to be, if I time it correctly, which I did, the ult coming down really didn't affect me or do a lot of damage anyway. So I feel like Kayn's a really good counter for that. Kayle ult, it really helps just keeping yourself safe there. As you can see, blue form is now up. It just shot up. You saw at the beginning of the game where red was pretty much the winning horse in the race of forms, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, just like John Cena, Shadow Assassin appears. 6 minutes. That's probably been my fastest I've actually ever built. Shadow Assassin Kayn is 6 minutes into a game, so I clearly did it there, and I think it is the kills that really did it, because obviously, like I've already stated, red form was pretty much up there and ready in Atom to be available, and then all of a sudden I got a kill on Kayle, and I got the assist on the Draven as well. So it's clear that it must be the kills. It must be the kills. Play a Shadow Assassin, get those kills as an assassin would do, and then you get the ultimate assassin form. So we're going on the rotation round here onto the Malphite. We do, however, catch him out with our second ability. We hit him with the third, but we don't do just enough damage to take him out there. We have Echo in the mix. I go in with my ultimate. He's got his shield on, but you see that I already take pretty much all his shield and his half of his health off. I do think I die here. Oh, clutch with my health there. And as you can see, I'm pretty safe because Master Yi is just doing his own thing in the enemy jungle. He's no threat to me. And little disclaimer, this is really low ELO. This is my second account that I just play on stream because it's the new season. I don't really want to get into my main account and just get really flustered in the early game, in the early season, and wreck my opportunity of having a good KDA going forward when some of the really bad players decide to drop out of the early season, because we always see it, the influx of bad players, but we also do get the influx of good players. But we all know, thanks to Riot's amazing matchmaking, that if you feed in games, you get better teammates, but if you do good really well in games, you get bad teammates. So for those solo queuers out there, do take that into consideration when you do start a new season, is that if you do really well in those first few games, prepare to have some hardy times on your hands, because you're going to be given the bottom of the barrel teammates that you don't deserve. So that's why I'm trying to do a different approach to season 12 here. And there we go. Literally, what was that? 3 hits onto a Syndra. Yes, she's a very squishy champion, but 3 hits down. Boom. Done. I'm not going to put Shelly down on that first tier turret because we've pretty much already got that first tier turret without Shelly. Master Yi is not an issue here. Once again, I counted 2 skills on Master Yi there. However, we do have Jhin now trying to contest us, but I counted 2 skills on Master Yi and maybe a solid 2 basic attacks or auto attacks, if you want to call them, and he was pretty much dead. We dropped Shelly down in the Baron lane there just to try and secure that second tier turret because there's nobody there to even stop it. The minion wave's on its way. Shelly can have her way with the turret, so it's a win-win. Shelly's happy, I'm happy. Currently sat at 6-0-2, and I am pretty much near, actually no, bob on 2k gold ahead alone in the jungle lane against the enemy jungle. Master Yi. Having a quick little look at Master Yi's build, though, he's gone for. He's basically this is what I mean by really low ELO. There's no adjustment to his build. He's just gone for Bork straight away. There is no tanky champion on my team. He doesn't necessarily have to go for Bork. He could go for something a little bit more viable as his first item. Yes, it's great damage, especially onto squishy champions. I mean, it's meant to be an anti-tank item, but I suppose going against squishy champions, it would be a good item. But you kind of see where it falls off. But there's quite a few weak links in the enemy team. There's clearly a player playing Syndra that doesn't know how to play Syndra. And unfortunately for this player as well, they have me as their enemy jungle, who's ganking their lanes way more than I should be. And I'm pretty sure, if I'm counting correctly, that's my second clean kill onto the Syndra in the mid lane there. We're going to see if we can get some unsuspected victims in the bot lane. Kayle and Malphite. Kayle trying to take me away from my teammates. That is a good strategy when playing against a Kayn. If you can try and take the Kayn away from his teammates, you're going to get onto a good start. You're going to not only be able to try and survive, but if you've got one of your teammates there, like we saw with the Malphite, you're definitely going to get out of there alive, unless that Kayn just pumps out some really badass damage, which I tried to do. But you can see with the help of the Shattered Crown as well, Kayle was able to survive that whole interaction, which thankfully for her, but not thankfully for me, because I wanted that 8th kill in my pocket. But my team's up 20 kills, enemy team still 9. It's 11 kills ahead. We're pretty much 7k gold ahead. It is pretty bonkers for our team in this match. We are pretty happy with how things are going. Yasuo's having a good time with 8-2. Echo, however, is falling pretty short there with 1 and 2 deaths. And then Draven sitting nicely on 3-3-3. I feel like that was really enabled by the Lux. However, the enemy team do manage to secure that bot lane turret. And this is Malphite bringing me into the turret. However, because your boy had Flash, I managed to get out of there. But if I didn't have Flash, that once again would be a great strategy. And I do get denied for the first time. So first death, 12 minutes in. I can't really complain there, especially against Jhin. So yeah, shut down by Jhin there, obviously using Collector because we saw the 4-4-4 pop up. And to be fair to Jhin, he kind of needs that Collector first item because he's not getting any kills. That's his second kill of the whole entire game. So 12 minutes in, 2 kills. As the enemy ADC, that's pretty appalling. But I got to give it to him. He does have a non-support champion as his support player. So Kayle's not really offering anything in terms of utility. Yes, she gives us a movement speed increase. Yes, she can heal Jhin, but paired to another champion like a Lulu or just another enchantress that can really empower the Jhin, maybe like a Sona or something like that, the Kayle is going to fail in comparison to one of those enchantress supports. So I have to give it to Jhin. Yes, he doesn't have as many kills. Kind of can relate to and conflate that to how much the mid lane has died 8 times now, and funnily enough I have 8 kills, but I have not been the only person to kill the Syndra, don't worry. It has been an even spread between my teams. I have been easy to give that out. First inhibitor looking to go down in 13 minutes, so I'm surprised this match actually continues for a whole 20 minutes, considering that the first inhibitor is already down. But I feel like it's probably because my team wants to play with their food. We had a case of that. It's just kind of like, oh, we are so ahead in terms of kills, gold, turrets, and jungle objectives. Let's just have our way. Let's just have our way. And that's what basically we're doing here, just having a bit of fun, accumulating some kills, trying a few different things. As you can see from my build, I go on Edge of the Night to try and stop any sort of CC moves and block an ability, so I can have a bit more viability when I get into these team fights, into the nitty-gritty. I go for Duskblade because everybody seems to be building Duskblade right now. Yumu's is always a must build. It's a core item on Shadow Assassin Kayn, so make sure you are building your Yumu's just for a movement speed increase and obviously lethality, which is going to be great paired in with that first strike. Mistake from me there. I didn't bother going for the Kayle first, but then later on finding out that she's got her ultimate. But it doesn't really matter because I delete her anyway. But there's another kill claimed by Jhin thanks to the Collector and me playing badly. And as you can see, the enemy Nexus is at 847 health. So we managed to storm the gates, but however, we didn't manage to secure the match. We're going for the third and final dragon of the match as well. So if we secure this, we do get the Ocean Dragon Soul, which out of all the dragons isn't the best one. It would have been nice to have had a Infernal Dragon Soul or a Ice Dragon Soul for the true damage and slow. Would have been brilliant, but beggars can't be choosers. I'd rather have the Dragon Soul than not have the Dragon Soul. It's not the be-all or end-all, but it's nice to flex. You have a great game in kills, you have a great game because you got all dragons, and you have a great game because you just overall just dominated the enemy team, and this Master Yi just doesn't know what he wants to do. Kale coming in for the support here. I do go over the wall, go in. We do get the ignite onto, not the ignite, sorry, the smite onto the frost internal, the ice drake there, which secures the dragon soul for my team. I do go down for the third time though, and we're back for the third and final time, because as you will see that I only died 3 times in this entire match. We are currently on 10 kills. It's looking towards that 17, 18 minutes now. We're closer towards the 18-minute mark than we are the 17-minute mark. So there's not much longer left of this match. The Elder Dragon's up in 12 seconds. So let's see if I can top off all the dragon collectingness and get that Elder Dragon. It's not like we need it. I mean, look at that damage I'm just doing to the Syndra. Syndra's just a sitting duck. 211. We get a double kill onto the Master Yi as well. So that puts me up nicely to 12-3, which for when I play Kayn, I'm very bipolar when it comes to playing Kayn. I can have a really great Kayn match like this, or like the example I gave earlier, is that I'll first pick Kayn, but then the enemy team knows how to counter him, or somebody on the enemy team knows how to counter him, and they ploy the plan to counter me, and then it becomes a terrible, not so fun experience. You don't get to thrash these squishy champions like I've been doing in this game. You kind of just have to stew it over. You're kind of right, okay, GG, go next. I shouldn't have picked Kayn first pick. This was a bad idea. I'm not that good with Kayn to kind of overcome his obstacles in terms of counters. Like the other day where I had a tank Yasuo on the enemy team, but then I also had a Rammus, and they were always next to each other as well. So when I tried to get kill on the one, the Rammus would charge up his roll, wait for me to come out of my ultimate, come and knock me up. Then Yasuo would then knock me up, and then he would Hazagi me, and then I would be KO'd because I'd be so squishy. So there is ways to defeat the Kayn. It's either be very exposed to Kayn players on your enemy team, or know his ins and outs anyway. But yeah, fair play to Melf. He managed to get the kill onto Lux there. We still have not finished this match, even though we have the minion wave running down the mid lane. It looks like we're going to secure this mid lane inhibitor as well. I feel like this will be our way in, but Draven has decided to set the pace and go for the Elder Dragon. He feels like this is the only way we're going to get around missing around and pussyfooting around the enemy team. And to be fair, I agree with him. We need that extra little bit of damage, just like how Jhin has the Collector. You see Malphite with the valiant effort trying to go in and steal in the Elder Dragon, but doesn't quite manage to get it. So boo-hoo to Mr. Malph. I go in onto the Jhin because I'm just sick of him. All game, he's been collecting me. He is the only person that's killed me in this entire match, and it's really annoying. I whiff my second ability. I whiff my first, but wait for the Master Yi to come out and then whiff him again with my first ability, with the help of the Elder Dragon buff, just to secure that kill onto Master Yi for the umpteenth time. I am finishing this match with 14 kills, 3 deaths, and 3 assists for a Kayn game. That is the experience that you want going into the Nexus and single hitting the targets to finish the match, just to get it over and done with, because my team were just having a little bit of a ooh, Kale's here, oh, I can't hit the turret because Kale's here, and I just hate that mentality. Just bro, just beeline it, take it down, and we did. But as you can see here, 4-3-3, 19k gold, way above my team in terms of gold, and then superseding anything like the Master Yi on the enemy team there. So 19k to 13k. Malphite, I would have to give it to him towards the end, did definitely deserve the SVP, especially after trying to get to steal the Elder Dragon. The way he killed the Lux as well, very aggressive. Malphite's a great champion if you know how to play him. Just a quick little look at terms of the stats. So 30k damage from myself, like I was saying in the beginning of the video. Thanks to the First Strike Ruin, it's pretty much unlocked a huge damage potential for Kayn, especially Shadow Assassin Kayn. But you could probably do some very close damage to what you can do on Shadow Form Kayn, as what you can do on Rast as well. So give that a good go. Also, you can see that I took a lot of damage. You can see that my participation in team fights was 42%, which is second most on my team, close to the Yasuo. And then obviously I get 25% of the entire team's gold there, whereas Master Yi only gets 19%, and he's only in the team fights for 1% less than me, but takes a lot less damage, but died a lot more. But yeah, guys, let me know how you found this match, how you find Shadow Assassin Kayn. Is there any tips and tricks you can give me to help improve my Kayn gameplay? If so, drop them below in the comment section below. And if there's some really good ones, I will highlight them onto a new short that involves Kayn. So thank you very much for dropping the video. If you've enjoyed it, please drop a follow, and I will see you on the next YouTube video. Peace.